Hi everyone, welcome back to a new pick a card. In today's reading, we're going to look at what the rest of the year has in store for you. We'll be looking into different areas of your life, including your relationships, your career, as well as your personal growth. This reading applies to you from the moment you happen to watch this video all the way until the end of the year. As usual, I got 3 piles for you to choose from. The first pile is going to be the red jasper along with the candle card. The second pile is going to be the citrine along with the bread card. And the third pile is going to be the carnelian along with the broom card. You can take all the time you need. You can pause the video to take a moment and decide which card you feel most drawn to. And then when you feel ready, you can find all of the timestamps in the description down below. I'll be waiting for you at your reading. Hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. If you've picked the candle card along with the red jasper, this is going to be your reading on your rest of the year. So let's get started. I see you have picked the candle card, okay, which says you will be shown the way. Let me show you here. Okay, so I can definitely tell you are right now in need of some guidance because you might be going through some period of transformation, important changes in your life, or maybe you have already started the process of transformation, but you have found yourself a little bit lost, a little bit in need of some guidance, okay? Because you're not sure what steps to take forward. So I feel like for you, this year has been quite eventful so far. And now you have reached a point where you're not really sure how to proceed forward, as I said. You have all these flowers laying around here. I feel like this has been a pretty personal process for you, or something is happening in your personal life or in your personal growth, okay? So you're trying to develop yourself, you're trying to improve yourself, you're trying to change something in your life, and you have been doing it so far successfully, but now you've reached a point where you're not really sure if you are on the right path or how to move forward because you feel a little bit lost. But I definitely see you, group number 1, I see you getting the guidance you need throughout the following months. So towards the end of the year, you are going to get the clarity you need or the clarity you lack at the moment in order to keep moving and keep progressing in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve right now. You could be trying to achieve something. Maybe you have started a project this year that you have been very, very passionate about, but like you kind of got lost on the way and you seem to have lost the passion you once had for this project or for this plan or for this change in your life that you started at some point. But in reality, I feel like this is only it's only an impression you have because you worked so hard, because you are now simply depleted of energy, because you have this red jasper here. I'm definitely thinking about you overworking or neglecting your own needs or getting so lost in this passion that you start to neglect yourself and your basic physical needs. And so because you have all of these physical needs depleted, you are under the impression that you no longer have the excitement and the passion for what you once used to do. Okay, so for the time being, I feel like what you need to really focus on is getting some rest, taking a break, and coming back with fresh energy, okay? Candles can often be used for rituals, right? For protection, for getting rid of negative energy. So I feel like this is what you have to do right now, to go on and make yourself some kind of ritual that can really get rid of all of the negatives, the negative energies you have going on. So this could literally be anything, like taking a bath, taking some time off to relax, focusing on some of your hobbies, and just taking care of your most basic needs, okay? Just so you can regain some energy and regain the passion you once had. I also feel like you could really focus on meditating for the next couple of months, because that could also play a huge role in helping you regain contact with your inner self first of all, while also helping you relax and regain that vital energy that you are lacking right now. I also felt like I just heard right now the word I don't exactly know what it's called in English, but it's kind of like seasonal depression, or when the seasons change, when it goes from like summer to fall and the nights start getting longer and the days are shorter, and you just feel like you don't have the same energy as you used to have. So it could be a temporary situation caused by the change in seasons, okay? So I hope that resonates, but it was kind of random, but it popped into my mind and I feel like it could resonate for some people as well. Okay, so that being said, we are going to move on to your reading, onto your tarot cards. I'm just going to put this right here. And I'm going to get the tarot cards, and we're going to take a deeper look into what you can expect during the following months. But we're going to start with your present situation to see like what we're working with and see what you are dealing with right now and what your current energy is. So let's see, group number one. What's your current energy? What's your present situation during this last part of the year? Okay, we got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I see that at the moment you are kind of struggling with your emotions, either to make sense of them or to express them externally to other people, right? It could also be linked to this whole like candle flame here that's not as bright anymore. I feel like the Knight of Cups in reverse could be also talking about a blocked creative energy. Especially if you are working as an artist or you have any kind of like creative endeavor, I feel like you could have reached a point where you no longer find the inspiration you need. And that is also linked with what I've said earlier about you not meeting your basic needs and being depleted of energy, right? You no longer have like the disposition and the inspiration to do your work anymore, to do any creative endeavors. You don't have, like the ideas are not coming to you. You're thinking and trying to, I don't know, if you're like writing, if you're a writer or a painter or a composer, you're trying to write something or compose or paint something, right? But it just doesn't come to you. You don't know how to go about it. And then frustration comes in, and then you feel like you're no longer, fit to do this, and you just kind of fall into this trap of thinking you're, into the trap of the imposter syndrome or whatever. So I can definitely see how this is a struggle for you right now because you're not able to express your emotions. It's also possible that you're not really trusting your intuition at the moment, or you are being fooled by the mind. And there's this disruption between the mind and the heart, what the heart wants to do, but the mind keeps interrupting you and keeps convincing you that you're not good enough or that you're not able to do this thing. There's like a separation between the mind and the heart, right? And there's definitely a sense of lack of motivation, that's for sure. So you kind of lost the fire and you blocked the water. Okay, so whatever is left is the air, is the mind that is also not working towards improvement. It's working against you because the mind is recognizing this blockage in your emotions as a lack of ability. It's like you're not good enough, when in fact you just lost the motivation because you lost touch with your inspiration, with your intuition, which is really the problem. So I guess you kind of have to work on that. And as I already suggested to you, I feel like meditation could really, really help you at this time. As well as just, letting time pass, letting things settle a bit and taking a small break to just get used to, the change of seasons, just falling into a new kind of like routine, letting your body adapt to the new schedule, to the new environment. And so, and I keep saying that because you have chose the red jasper, which is a stone of the root chakra, which focuses on the physical needs of the body, okay? So that's why I'm suggesting that could be a great place to start with. Okay, now let's move on. I want to take a look at your goals and aspirations. See what is it exactly that you are trying to achieve, or what your main focus during the next month should be. And also any obstacles or challenges that might arise on this path, okay? So for group number one, let's take a look at your goals and aspirations for the following months. Goals and aspirations for the following months for group number one. Let's see here. We got the Sun in reverse. And for obstacles and challenges, let's also take take a card. Obstacles and challenges for group number 1. Okay, and we got the 8 of Wands. Okay, with the Sun reversed, this feeling you have might get worse before it gets better. Let's just put it this way. It seems like it's going to be a pretty significant amount of time in which you're going to feel this way, in which you are going to kind of lose your joy for the things you used to love before. But I feel like the cause of that could potentially be your lack of patience with this 8 of Wands here as your obstacles. I feel like you are trying to rush things, and I feel like you are feeling guilty because you're not able to move on as quickly as you would expect. I feel like you want to get over this feeling so fast, and like you are forcing yourself to push yourself to keep doing the thing you no longer enjoy, just because you feel like that way you are going to enjoy it again. So I guess this is going to be your goal for the next couple of months. Towards the end of the year, you are going to really take the time and find a way to regain your self-confidence, your joy, your happiness, your motivation for your passions. And it's going to be a phase, okay? It's not going to be as quickly as you would expect. There's going to be a little bit of work you will have to put into this whole process, but you know, it's part of the journey, and you have to go through it to get to the other end and start fresh towards the new year. Why not? So while this whole process might be rather slow and you're gonna get impatient, I feel like the 8 of Wands could also be talking about your rest of the year being kind of difficult in terms of the pace of events, falling into the other extreme where things are moving way too fast and you cannot keep up with them. Okay, so it seems like nothing really crazy is going to happen during the following months, but everything, like all of the small things that you have on your agenda is really going to pile up into a mess that you're going to have to deal with somehow. So yeah, I guess the next months will be kind of hectic for you. But keep in mind, you are protected, okay? You will be guided. You will get help from other people, or you will be inspired to do things or to organize yourself accordingly if you manage to get in touch with yourself, with your higher self. That is where you are going to get the inspiration from to face all of these events and maintain control over the situation and not let things spiral out of your hands, right? So you really got to focus on prioritizing and communicating clearly and really organizing yourself with pen and paper. Just make priorities, know exactly what it is that you want to achieve during these months, and try to, you know, get rid of all the junk that you really don't need to do or you don't have to do to, you know, keep the focus on what's important. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to slowly but surely get more into detail about your next couple of months, and I'm gonna draw 2 more cards for what you need to let go of, as well as what you need to embrace during the following months towards the end of the year. Okay, so let's see. First of all, what do you need to let go of? Okay, and we got the Knight of Cups in reverse. And what do you need to embrace with number 1? And we got the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, we got 2 8s, we got 2 Knights. Or sorry, that's a King and a Knight. I don't know if I said Knight for the King, but I'm sorry if I did. Okay, so group number 1, you have to let go of unrealistic expectations. I guess you can get pretty impulsive at times and like make decisions based on your emotions, which not always align well with the reality. I'm also hearing perfectionism. Could be that you are the type that refuses to do things or loses motivation whenever they have to do something and they don't have the means to do it exactly the way they imagine it to be. You kind of tend to find excuses not to do something because you don't because you believe you don't have the things you need to make that happen. Or just, you know, quitting or not doing something if you think it's not gonna turn out perfect from the first attempt. Let me know if it resonates, but I can definitely sense some perfectionism going on here for you, group number 1. And with the 8 of Pentacles as what you need to embrace, I feel like this is exactly the solution for all of the people that face issues with perfectionism. That is just start doing things. Just start doing things. Try and start doing a very small task, something that only takes 1 minute or 2 minutes, nothing more. Okay, so something very, very small. And once you get going, you're going to see that making progress is so much more fulfilling than making something perfect. Okay, it's so much more important to strive for progress and not perfection, because obviously it's impossible to get something perfect if you've never done it before. And so if you never make mistakes, you never make progress. So if you never make progress, you will never be perfect. So for the rest of the year, group number 1, what I'm getting for you is if you don't if you're not connected anymore with your emotions, with your inspirations, leave that aside, take a break from that for a while, and really try to focus on the raw hard work that you know, your craft entails. So for example, if you're a singer, if you're if you're playing the guitar, okay, and that's your passion and that's the thing you lost your motivation for, then what you really have to do is leave aside, you know, the part where you have to write lyrics and compose and, you know, write new songs and stuff. Leave the songwriting aside and focus on the raw skill of playing the guitar, of learning the musical theory, of practicing, you know, the physical act of playing the guitar. just get some practice going, and leave the stuff that implies intuition and inspiration aside. I don't know if that makes sense, but like just to give another example, like as I said, if you're a writer, try to stop writing on that novel you've been trying to write and focus on the skill itself, on the skill of learning new vocabulary, or learning how a novel should be written, you know? Like learn about the craft itself and then put it to use later when you can finally reconnect with your emotions and your inspiration. Okay? So that's another, you know, solution for your creative block at the moment. But this, of course, applies to any kind of endeavor, any kind of job, any kind of passion you might have. It doesn't have to be, you know, just artistic stuff. So let's move on and get really specific about this, okay? I really want to get, you know, specific information about the next few months in regards to relationships, career and finances, and personal growth. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at these 3 aspects with the following cards we're gonna draw here. So let's see, for your relationships, group number 1, what you can expect during the following months. I guess kind of too much, so I'm not gonna take these. Let's see here, relationships for group number 1, what can they expect? And we got the 9 of Wands. I'm not gonna take the one underneath. Then for career and finances, let's see here, for group number 1, what can they expect career-wise for the rest of the year? Okay, we got the Hangman. And for personal growth, let's see, personal growth for group number 1. Got the Ace of Cups. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, so romantically, things are getting pretty passionate, pretty fiery here. Could be the case whether you are in a relationship or single, things are going pretty great for you. Because if you are, then as I said, things are going to get very exciting, very passionate, getting a lot of energy, you know, you're being pretty spontaneous. You could be discovering your partner in new ways, you know, through spontaneous acts of, I don't know, you know, midnight traveling in crazy places, or just doing something very unexpected, or something that's not necessarily usual for you two as a couple. But if you're not, in a relationship, then this can also apply by indicating spontaneous acts of, adventures. So you could be getting together with people in a kind of like impulsive but very passionate kind of way, very intriguing kind of way. You could be dating people in the next couple of months. You could be, pretty active in your social life and in your romantic life. So this could be pretty exciting. There's also, a word of caution with anything involving fire energy. So really take care of yourself and like who you're meeting and the kind of people they are. Because there is a tendency to rush things. So, it's important to get to know the people beforehand. But overall, I don't see any negatives in here. So you can really expect a very exciting love life towards the end of the year. Now, moving on to career and finances, we do have a major arcana in reverse. So this is quite important here. There's going to be an important, period of stagnation, let's say, or a period in which you have to redirect your energy inwards and let things happen. Let things, move on their own and try not to get involved too much. So pretty much taking a break. But I can definitely see you rushing and not wanting to take that break because, I don't know, your fear of missing out, or it's like you should be taking a step back, but you refuse to do so because, the hangman should be hanged, but you refuse to stay hanged and you stay upwards. You keep, you maintain your position, you maintain the rhythm, you keep on doing the same thing when it would be the best time to stop doing. With the hangman career-wise, I feel like it would be time for you to take a little break and like just sit and watch, sit and observe from the outside and don't get involved anymore. But you refuse to do so. You continue to stand up. You continue to do the things you are doing. You maintain this rhythm of working and pushing harder when really it's time for you to take a break. So you got a lot of clues here in your reading about, rushing things and refusing to take a break, refusing to listen to your inner voice, refusing to listen to your intuition that's telling you it is time to take a break. And you can refuse to do so, but I can also interpret that you will be shown the way in a larger sense in which you're going to reach burnout. I mean, if you're not listening to your inner voice, you're going to have to you're going to have to learn the lesson the hard way. So really think about how much harder you can push yourself, because you're going to reach a limit at some point and it's not going to be all right for you to reach that point. Very high chances you are a fire sign. Okay, so, or at least I would say you have very important placements in fire signs in your chart, if I were to guess. But in any case, you really have to learn to take a break. Group number 1, okay? And then for your personal growth, I do see the Ace of Cups. And so this whole thing is not for nothing in the end. I feel like by the end of the year, you are going to progress, on a personal level, to the point where you are going to understand your lesson. One way or another, you are going to learn this lesson. And it's going to be very important for you long term. Okay, because with the Ace of Cups, I see you embracing your emotions. I see you embracing your intuition. I see you finding yourself again. I see the inspiration and the creativity, being abundant again and returning to you and regaining that motivation and that passion you once had. You're overflowing with all of this emotion that you kept blocked within you for so long. And so things are going to get back to normal by the end of the year, or even sooner than that. But it all comes down to how you approach the situation and how you adapt to it and how you learn your lessons from it, or how quickly you can do so, rather. Okay, so just to give you a hand with that, I'm gonna draw the last 2 cards as advice for this whole situation and advice for you for the rest of your year. So let's see, group number 1. What advice can we get for you for the rest of this year? Advice for group number 1. Let's see here. Okay, we got the 4 of Wands in reverse. And one more card for advice. Let's see here. We got, of course, the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, so with the Four of Wands in reverse here, initially I thought about your family. I don't know if you have like that kind of family that is very intrusive or very, you know, opinionated about your life in general. But if that's the case, I would definitely say the cards are telling you to ignore that and not let other people, you know, stomp with their boots in your life and try to give you unsolicited advice. But other than that, I feel like there's also a sense of, you know, like a fear of lack of stability and an influence of that fear in your decision making. So if you have any decisions to make, if you have any, you know, thoughts of how you want to go about with your career and, you know, moving on with your life and stuff, try not to let this fear of instability influence you and your decisions. So try to think twice before giving up something you really love, because you feel like it's not going to provide you with stability, you know. Because the answer to that is always hard work and determination that is really emphasized in your reading here. So as long as you believe in your dream and as long as you work hard towards it, you will succeed and you have all the chances to succeed. So don't give up, okay? That's the message I'm seeing here. And I'm also not surprised to see the Ten of Wands in reverse here, because you're definitely encouraged to not overburden yourself with tasks and goals and with just too much work in general. And I feel like this is the most important advice for you here, because you do have it emphasized with the Hangman in reverse. There's a refusal to stop here, and you're gonna stop one way or another. You're gonna have to stop because you are overburdening yourself, and you're going to reach burnout soon enough if you don't stop. So as I said, try not to force things, okay? So try not to force yourself to keep on doing something just because you think that by doing it you're going to regain the passion for it. You're not gonna get the passion back by just doing things, but you can get it back by focusing on other aspects of your work, taking a short break from it. So you're going to have to stop one way or another, because we are reaching burnout pretty soon if you don't. And I'm surprised to see so much red and yellow in your reading, like so much warmth in your reading, and also many wands going on, which is great one way, because it's definitely telling me that you're a very, very ambitious person, that you love what you're doing, but because you have forced yourself to do it so much, you reach the point where you no longer enjoy it, which is pretty natural. That was my message for you, group number one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video and a comment if you want, if you feel like this message resonated with you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to see more of my videos in the future. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Hi, group number two. Welcome to your reading. If you've picked the citrine crystal along with the bread card, this is going to be a reading on your rest of the year. And so you've picked the bread card, which says period of prosperity and abundance, which sounds pretty great if you ask me. I mean, this is definitely talking about a rich rest of the year when it comes to finances, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your, resources. You could already be in a very financially stable situation, or this could be, this could be coming as a surprise in the following months, whether by, finding a new source of income, or by progressing in your current career, or who knows, maybe an unexpected source of income that might arise out of nowhere during the following months. We're gonna get more cards to get into more detail and see what this is all about. But for the time being, this is looking pretty abundant and rich for you. So let's go, group number two. We're gonna put this here and we're gonna draw some tarot cards to get into more detail. So I want to draw one card to assess like your current energy, your present situation, just to get like a starting point for your reading. Okay, so let's see, group number two. What's your current situation as it is right now? Okay, we got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So as I was talking earlier about your current situation, that might not be the same one as what's to be expected for the next couple of months and towards the end of the year. It seems like you're currently not feeling so well at your workplace or in your career life. There seems to be either some sort of misunderstanding with your workmates, or like with your colleagues. or with your boss. It could be that there's like a higher power, like a person in a higher position that is not pleased, or that is not communicating well with the rest of your team and with you and your colleagues. As I said, there's some misunderstandings going on here. The threes usually talk about, you know, miscommunication and misunderstandings in like a community or a group of people. So there could definitely be some misunderstandings at your workplace at the moment. So, oh, actually, I just realized that it could be the case that you are at the moment trying to negotiate your salary, because I see you being as this person that is, you know, working on something or showing off the progress of their work. And there's this other two people, like let's say the team leader and the manager, who are evaluating your work and giving their opinions on it. And yeah, it could be the case that you are negotiating your salary at the moment, or like a change of position at your workplace, or an advancement, or, you know, promotion and anything like that. But of course, this translates to any kind of job you might have. So let's say, okay, I'm doing YouTube, right? So let's say at the moment, I'm being evaluated for being monetized or anything like that. You reached a checkpoint, professionally speaking, and you are now being evaluated before before moving on to the next step. So this is really interesting, and by the looks of it, it could be very much successful. But it remains to be seen in what way, because the card is reversed. So it seems like there are misunderstandings. But just because you're not getting along with the people at your workplace doesn't mean you could be like changing your mind about your current job and like thinking about changing your jobs. And if you manage by the end of the year, then that's gonna really have the potential to transform into a huge amount of reward coming back to you, right? So remains to be seen, group number 2. I'm gonna get cards to describe your career as well. But before we do that, I wanna just get like an overall idea of what your goals and aspirations are, as well as what obstacles or challenges might come throughout the next couple of months. Okay, so let's see, group number 2. What are your goals? What are your aspirations for the rest of the year? What are the aspirations for group number... Okay, for group number 2, we have 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. And what are the obstacles and challenges for this goal here? Okay, we got the 8 of Cups. Okay, it's starting to make sense. Definitely the rest of the year is very, very focused on like your career and finances, okay? So it appears like your current situation is not going so well when it comes to your finances and your stability. There's definitely financial instability going on here. I don't know if it's caused by some debt you have going on, or if you have been struggling to find a job that you enjoy, or that puts food on the table. Speaking of bread, but there's definitely been some struggle lately, maybe even like this whole year leading up to this present moment. So things are definitely changing, but you are going through a transition period here, which could be pretty difficult for you, emotionally speaking. I'm definitely hearing having someone that depends on you. There might be someone here that you are trying to protect, or that depends on you financially and that you are responsible for. And it's pretty difficult to maintain that. It's been pretty hard for you lately, I can definitely tell. And so that's where your motivation also comes from, because it's not only you that you have to take care of, but there's another person in the picture too that depends on you. So I'm definitely glad to see good news for you, group number 2, because I'm feeling a pretty intense energy from this reading here. But looking at the obstacles, I feel like it's all coming together with you having to quit this job here. I feel like they're not giving you the promotion you want. I feel like they're not rewarding you for the work you've been doing. and you have like no choice but to leave them behind, and that's pretty difficult for you emotionally as well. I feel like this has been a workplace that maybe you were enjoying, or you were fulfilled emotionally, or you liked doing the work there, but you were not quite well rewarded for your work, and so you have no choice but to leave a job that you like behind, because you have people to take care of. You don't afford keeping working at this shitty place. So that's gonna be pretty challenging for you. But now I'm excited to see the rest of the story, because there's good news following this. This is the hardest part here, but there's good things coming, and I can't wait to see how that's going to happen. So I'm gonna draw 2 more cards for you, group number 2, for what you need to let go of, as well as what you need to embrace. Okay, so let's see, what is it that you are letting go of here? What is it that you need to let go of, group number 2, towards this end of the year? What do you need to let go of, group number 2? The Hierophant in reversed. Okay. I guess you have to let go of like traditional beliefs that might act as an impediment to your development. I think it's definitely not natural for you to quit a job. I feel like you have been, it could be that you have left a job that was, very traditional in a sense. Maybe you've been following a path that's very safe and traditional, as in, I don't know, you've been like a doctor or a teacher, very likely a teacher, because a Hierophant does talk about, education, or something else, like, I don't know, like an attorney or whatever, something that's very classical, something that's very nice and stable and very well regarded in society and stuff like that, and something that probably your parents back in the day really encouraged you to do. And now you are leaving behind this the job itself, or the belief that you have to do something well regarded, or something that's very respected by others, and you're going on to your own path. You're moving on to your own path. You're trying to follow your own beliefs and your own passion, and the things you are good at doing, and the things you love to do. Even though that's not to say, like, I can definitely tell you did enjoy your last job. It was not necessarily something that was your dream job, or the thing you really, really, really want or always wanted to do in life. Could very well be that you were some kind of teacher though. But yeah, definitely moving on from like old ways, old perceptions, old beliefs, or yeah, you're letting go of some beliefs that you always had and you were raised with as a kid, and you no longer believe in as a result of your own experience. But let's see, what do you need to embrace? Group number 2. What is it that you need to embrace during this end of the year? And you got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. The King of Pentacles, sorry. Oh, I guess you're kind of like accepting the fact that you don't have to be the provider in your family. Yeah, okay, that makes sense with the whole traditional like perceptions and stuff. I feel like all the way until now you've been perceiving yourself as the breadwinner in the family. You have to be, the pillar of the house, the pillar of the family. You have to be responsible for others. But now you're kind of like accepting the fact that you're a person of your own as well, and you don't have to sacrifice yourself in this way for the needs of other people, because that's going to result in you being miserable yourself, which is not very helpful to your family or the people you're responsible for either. So yeah, I guess you're like, you're letting go of the pressure. You're letting go of the pressure of being the breadwinner, and you're going your own way, trying to follow your own path and your own meaning in life, and like your own what's the word? Your own purpose. Wow, group number 2. This is holy shit. That's pretty intense. What's going on here? And so I'm going to draw 1 card for each aspect, beginning with relationships, 1 card for career and finances, and another card for personal growth. So let's get the tarot cards and see here what you can expect from your relationships, group number 2, in the following months and towards the end of this year. What can you expect in your relationships? Let's see here. I'm feeling this card here. We got the Three of Wands. Could be that if you are in a relationship, you're looking to take things forward with that person. But if you are already pretty serious, or if you have, like a long-term relationship, you're moving on to a next phase where you are reorganizing the structure of your family. I mean, we've already talked how you realize that you should not put the pressure on yourself to be the only breadwinner. So there could be some discussion going on in that sense of renegotiating like the finances of the family and trying to, save money from unnecessary spendings that are going on right now. Or, maybe your spouse could be searching for a job themselves to help you maintain the stability in the family or anything like that. But in case you are single, then you're thinking about your future and you're reevaluating whether it is the right time for you to start looking for a person, or for the right person, obviously. Or you are trying to figure out whether that's something you really want, or if that's something that you feel like you have to do, but you're not really, satisfied with the thought of it. Or maybe you just don't feel ready to do it, but you feel pressure from society, stuff like that. I don't know, you're like evaluating your love life in a sense. Some things are changing, but they are not changing from like an external influence. They're changing from inside. So either from within, from yourself, like doing introspection in regards to your love life, or inside the family or the relationship, in case you have one. So you're like discussing to change things and rearrange things. Discussing how you split how you organize it or split your finances, or how to organize and distribute like the housework, or you're creating rules, kind of like, trying to figure out a way of doing things in the future. So there's a little bit of change going on here, but nothing crazy, okay? So looks like it's pretty good romantically. But let's see for your career and finances. Let's really like get a clear idea of what's going on with your career in the next couple of months. Group number 2. So let's see here. What can group number 2 expect from their career in the following months towards the end of this year? What can group number 2 expect from their career? And we got the Three of Swords. I feel like you're really disappointed with yourself that you haven't made like a decision earlier in your career. I feel like a sense of regret in your life. It's almost like you reach, a certain point in your life, you have like a midlife crisis, or not even. Like you could be very like still at the beginning of your career, somewhere in your 30s, but still having like some progress already made. And you realize that all along you wanted to do something else completely, and you haven't had the courage to do it, and now you feel like it's too late. And I'm getting a sense of that with this Three of Swords here. It's like, because the swords are mental energy, there's a sense of ego and attachment to your current job. It's like your not emotionally, but your ego is attached, or your character is defined by the job you already have now. And so you're like afraid to leave all that behind and start fresh with something that you truly wanted, because you've already spent so much time turning this job into your character, into your personality, into your persona. And so you now have to let go of that, which will leave you with no persona anymore. It's like you have like no personality without your job. So you're afraid to leave it behind and change it and start from scratch. But this is all for the better that you're not realizing, but the only major arcana in your reading here is the Hierophant in reversed. And so this is a very much needed change of perception in your life. But it's a change of perception that's only going to make sense once you look back to your life in the future, right? Like it's all going to make sense once you look behind on it and realize that this change was good, essentially. But for the time being, there is some disappointment. There is some anxiety, there is some fear, and there is some sadness going on around this whole change of career thing, or not being pleased with your current career and having to change it and whatnot. And so you're pretty affected by it, but there's good things coming your way. So let's take another card for your personal growth here, because I feel like this is going to be key in your reading. What you can expect in your personal growth in the following months, group number 2. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna take only the 6 of Cups. I guess the personal growth for you is going to start with you going back to your inner child and healing all the trauma associated with it. I feel like a lot of what's going on in your life right now is caused by things in your childhood traumas, or memories that have been deeply swept under the rug in the long run. You see 2 children here, but really, I feel like this is just you talking to your inner child and turning all of this energy inwards, meditating and making a lot of introspection and understanding some of the behaviors and mechanisms that are happening in your life right now and that are generating your current reality and all of these difficulties that you're struggling with at the moment. And through this meditation, you are going to understand what happened, why it happened, how it affected you, and it's all going to be part of a healing process that is going to heal not only the way you think, not only the way you act, not only how active you are and how conscious you are in your decisions and in how and what you manifest into this world, but it's also going to heal all of this confusion, all of this career difficulties, all of this financial stress, and so on. And so you reached a point where you have to learn an important lesson, and the key to learning that lesson is getting in touch with your inner child. Now, this could also be not only like an introspective process, it could also involve you going back and trying to figure out some things from your past, or trying to revisit some of the moments from the childhood, maybe getting in touch with like your family and discussing these topics. And it's all going to contribute to your healing. So beautiful personal growth happening here this year, group number 2. I'm really impressed to see what's going on here, because I'm definitely sensing like a very intense energy from your reading, and I can definitely tell you've been through some really hard stuff lately, but I'm really glad to see it coming to the light and improving in the end. And so I guess the best thing I can do now for you is to also draw 2 more cards for advice, to figure out how to go about this healing, what you can do to fasten the process, and anything else that might help you in this process. Let's see here. So for group number 2, advice for the rest of the year. Let's see. Okay, we got the Fool. And I'm gonna get another card. Advice for group number 2. Oh. And we got 2 of Swords. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So we got the Fool, which is very nicely connected to the 6 of Cups here, which talks about purity and a blank state and childhood and joyfulness and happiness. Why not? It's like you are releasing the tension from your past. You are letting go of all of the limiting beliefs that you have built yourself, and not only yourself, throughout the years. And you are reaching a blank state, which is full of potential looking forward. it's like you are being reborn. I feel like this whole process, by the end of the year, you are going to end up being reborn completely. You are going to change yourself as a person. You are going to change your beliefs. You're going to change your perspective. You are going to change your life. For sure, you are going to go through a big change in your life, a big positive change in your life. That is going to be this period of lots and lots of prosperity, lots of abundance, lots of goodness and joyfulness and happiness and everything that it is that you want. You're going to reach your full potential by the end of this year, because you have been going through this process for a long time now, I feel like, and it's about time you are healed from it. Okay, and why I'm saying that is because the full is also associated with like the blank state of a newborn child that comes into this world and has infinite potential, and that has no programming done to him, that has no beliefs yet, and has a potential to become anything he wants. And so that's why I'm saying it's like you're going to be reborn into a child that has freedom, complete freedom. It has complete excitement about any experience to come. You release any kind of negativity, any kind of anxiety, any kind of worry. There's none of that. The child doesn't know what that is. I mean, you're gonna be fresh out of the oven and ready to go, ready to move, ready to start anything without fear, without worry, as I said, and completely careless and free of any misconceptions, of any limiting beliefs, and any, without any self-induced impediments, so to say, with full confidence is the right word, okay? And coming back to this whole job thing, I feel like it's time for you to choose, okay? This whole reading has been focused on your career, and it seems like you have reached a time where you have to leave some things behind and you have to make an important choice here. It's definitely going to be a difficult choice for you, but you are going to make the right decision that is going to lead to prosperity, abundance, and happiness, okay? You have to have full trust in yourself, and you have to have the courage to make the right choice, because it's the only way you can release yourself from the negative energy and from the difficult situations you have been struggling with until now, okay? So that was a message for you, group number 2. I really hope it resonated, and if it did, I would ask you to leave me a like to this video if you want to, and also you can leave me a comment in the comment section below. But most importantly, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos in the future. So thank you for watching group number 2, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello group number 3, welcome to your reading. So if you've picked the broom card along with the carnelian crystal, this is going to be a reading for the rest of your year. So let's see here, you've chosen the broom card, which says new home, new attitude. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of cleaning going around towards this end of the year, both like literally and figuratively. I mean, you could be sorting your life all together, like trying to figure out what you want to do, how you want to approach life, what decisions you have to make, deciding who you want to be around and who doesn't serve you, and getting rid of those people that are toxic and stuff. And so it could definitely be a cleaning in that sense, like a getting rid of the excessive energy that doesn't really serve you anymore, as I said. But could literally be a change of home. It could definitely be the case that you are moving houses, or you're moving like apartment, or maybe you're moving cities even, or countries. But could be a change in the environment, or like a general sense of sorting out and organizing stuff in like your present environment. And so you could be rearranging or redecorating around the house. It could be that you are trying to renovate and make things cleaner and prettier around the house. It could be that you're like, changing up your wardrobe and like getting rid of that pile of clothes that you've been having there for such a long time, and only keeping the things that you really need and that are very useful, and so on and so forth. And so there's like a sense of change, of order, of cleaning, and organization going on for you, group number 3, for the rest of the year, which is great. And so we're gonna move on to the tarot cards and get more details about this whole year, this whole rest of the year. Okay, so I'm gonna start by drawing one card first of all to assess your current situation, just to get an idea of like your present energy, what you are dealing with at the moment, just like a starting point for this reading. Okay, so let's see, group number 3, what are you dealing with at the moment? And we got the 5 of Wands. Now the 5 of Wands is talking about unbalance and like conflict. It could be in your house, like in your home, it could be in your friend group, or it could be at your workplace. In any case, there's some misunderstandings and even conflict going on in your life right now. That's been, pretty recent, I guess, and it's still bothering you, which could be very much or very well explaining the need to clean up some stuff in your life. Okay, so it could be the case that you've recently found out that some people are not what you thought they were. I guess you fell into the trap of believing that people are as nice as they seem, and you got backstabbed in a way, or you found out that they've been talking behind you, or it doesn't necessarily have to be any kind of a betrayal like that, but it could be the case that you found out they have different opinions than you, or different, different values than you have, and so some conflict has arisen from that, and now you have decided to maybe leave those people behind and not consider them friends anymore. But this is temporary energy, and so it should soon pass and all should be fine. You should be left with the people that are truly there for you and are truly meant to be around your house, or so to say, like around you as a person, because I do interpret the house to be like the self, right? And it does say new home, new attitude, and so it's like a new self that you're presenting to the other people, which is a self that is not so it's not such a people pleaser like it was until now, or a person that is so tolerant as they show themselves until now. And so you're changing your attitude as well, not only your appearance but your attitude, your personality. You're not acting the same way or as nicely as you used to. You're being more selective now and more attentive with reading behind people's intentions, right? So let's move on. Let's draw a few more cards to assess or to figure out which are your goals and aspirations for the rest of the year, as well as what could be the potential obstacles or challenges that might arise during these months. Okay, so let's see, group number 3. What are your goals and aspirations? Let's see. What are your aspirations for this rest of the year? Group number 3. And we got the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let's grab one more card for the obstacles and challenges that might arise for you, group number 3, during this rest of the year. What obstacles can you expect, group number 3, during the rest of this year? Let's see here. And we got the Lovers. Okay, some important choices have to be made here, and you're having difficulty with it. Okay, I'm not excluding the possibility of this being like a conflict in a relationship, okay? Since we do have the Lovers here as an obstacle, and we do have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like there have been some issues perhaps with jealousy or possessiveness in this relationship. And so this half of the year, or this rest of the year, is a very good opportunity for you to learn a lesson, to let go of possessiveness and letting go of control and the need to have everything under control, especially when it comes to relationships. So there has been some argument here going on. Some choice has been made, most likely in a relationship, like in a romantic relationship, and the discussion has been concluded with a change of perspective, or a change of attitude, or a change in your approach to this relationship, or as a radical decision towards the relationship itself. But I am going to get more details with the next few cards I'm going to draw. But for now, I can definitely tell that there are some relationship issues going on here right now. So it could be the case that one of you in this relationship, now it depends on who you identify with, whether you are in a straight relationship, then you can identify with either Eve or Adam. But in any case, one of you is being very fiery, okay? One of you has like a wandering eye, perhaps. And that would be Adam, right? Because he has like this tree of flames behind him, and so he's very he has a tendency towards the pleasures of life and towards being tempted by the female counterpart. But in any case, the idea is that one of you in this relationship is causing doubt in the other person, right? Like some of you could be the ones that are causing these doubts in your partner, and some of you could be the other one who is acting jealous because of it, okay? And so I guess this is going to be the main theme during these next few months in your relationship, because you're going to have to find a way to figure out how to deal with this issue. And to try to figure that out, I'm going to draw 2 more cards, because I want to see what you need to let go of as well as what you need to embrace. And so I'm going to draw these 2 cards and try to connect them with this whole situation here to try and figure out what would be the best way to approach this issue here for you, group number 3, okay? So let's see. So first of all, what do you need to let go of? Let's see here. What do you need to let go of, group number 3, during the next few months towards the end of the year? What do you need to let go of? Okay, we got the Queen of Cups. And for what you need to embrace, the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Usually the Queen of Cups in reverse can suggest a lot of negative feminine energy, or like the negative traits of the feminine energy, if you want. So to put it in other words, what you need to let go of during the following months, group number 3, in order to solve this whole jealousy issue here and this whole conflict in your relationship, is indeed a change of attitude and trying to release these traits of being jealous, of being controlling, of being nagging. And also this card has the potential to signify manipulation. And so there could be some guilt tripping going around here, some gaslighting, you know. This tendency to blame the partner for one's own emotional struggles, okay? So there's a lack of self-confidence here. There's a sense of self-doubt and insecurity going on here that is ultimately causing this attitude in the partner as well. So this of course applies if you feel like you are this counterpart, but you, as I mentioned already, you could be the other person. And it kind of makes sense if you look at it that way too, because you could be the one that's you know, wandering around, or that's having a wandering eye towards other people and causing jealousy in your partner because you feel insecure and because you don't feel loved by your partner, and so you're seeking that validation from somewhere else. So no matter doesn't matter on which part of the spectrum you are, on which part of the situation or of the conflict you are, causes are similar. They just manifest in different ways. So I guess you will have to really try to work on not being self-conscious, and on not placing your emotions as a responsibility on someone else. You know, trying to be a bit more self-reliant with your emotions, try to manage your own emotions and not throw it onto someone else. because that could really cause a little bit of a burden on the other person, and that might cause them to try to distance themselves from you because they feel like they have nothing left to give. It's like they can help you to one point, but then after some point it becomes like exhausting for them, or it becomes very unsustainable because they have nothing else to give. It's depleting of their energy. So that's one thing here you have to let go of. And for what you need to embrace is generosity, and generosity in a sense of offering your trust to the other person, offering them the benefit of the doubt, okay? Understanding their situation, or taking the time and putting in the effort to rebuild this connection, and to start to give yourself to, rather than only take and take and take and deplete the other person of energy and of emotion. Yeah, you also got the scales there, and so it's like an attempt to regain the balance in this relationship, okay? Because it's been like on one extreme or the other, where one has been giving too much and one has not been giving at all. And so if you feel like you've been the one who has not given enough, then you could be thinking about starting to do so. Or if you feel like you've given too much, then you have to leave some space for the other person to give too, and have a conversation about it. Because the scales also makes me think about, the sign of Libra, which is the sign, an air sign of communication, of it is governed by Venus as well, which talks about love and relationships. And so it's all about communication in a relationship, and about balance of giving and receiving and fulfilling each other's needs, okay? I am going to draw another card too, because I want to get more into detail about what you can expect in different areas of your life in the next few months. And so I am going to draw 3 cards right now, one for your relationship or for your love life, one for your career life and for your finances, and another one for your personal growth. So let's see, group number 3. First of all, for your love life, what you can expect in the next few months towards the end of this year. What can you expect from your relationships and from your love life in the next couple of months? Group number 3. Let's see here. And we got the Strength in reverse. Okay, now for your career and finances. Oh, okay. I'm going to keep the Page of Wands, and I'm going to take the rest of the cards. Good stuff. A lot of wands going on here. Let me put this back here. And for your personal growth, what can you expect for your personal growth in the next couple of months? Group number 3. Oh, that's a bit much though. What can you expect for personal growth? Let's see, we got the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so you already have like 2 major arcana here talking about relationships. This is going to be the main aspect or the main focus in your life for the rest of the year. Okay, and with the Strength in reverse, I see that your main focus is going to be returning to yourself and doing introspection and doing the work with yourself to try and tame the beast inside of you, okay? This is going to be a time where it's going to be really important to work with yourself and to heal your demons, if you intend to heal your relationship as well. So I know and I can tell that you fear having to deal with your inner demons, but this is something that will happen and that will help you a lot in improving your relationships. And so what you need to do is to try and tame these impulses that you have deep inside, to go back to like the usual tendencies of being either jealous or either too fiery, in the sense of being, in the sense of distancing yourself from your partner and seeking validation somewhere else. It's interesting how this card can apply to both situations, whether you are, on one side or the other of the story and of the situation. because you are both acting on impulse. That's the thing. And so the core cause is different, but as I already mentioned, it's manifesting itself differently on two different extremes, but it is the same axis, so to say. And so you both have to face your own demons, but you both have to focus like on your own demons before you can come together as one and reunite and reestablish the connection you had before this whole unbalance happened. So try and figure out the core cause of this behavior you manifest in a relationship. Try and look into like the types of attachment in a relationship, and try to research like your history, your experiences, and how all of those have led you to express this type of behavior. I guess couple counseling could be really helpful too. But whatever you do, just try to both work on these demons that you have, because that's going to be really, really, really important for you until the end of this year. Now, for your career, I see a new start, a new beginning. I see some news coming towards you with the Page of Wands here. Something exciting coming your way. Something that's going very well hand in hand with your personal growth as well, because you can see both pages looking in the same direction towards the future. Even though the Page of Swords is in reverse, they are going hand in hand. They are moving towards the same direction. But in any case, I do see a positive energy surrounding your career and your finances. Things are going well for you. And yeah, it's like a fresh start happening somehow. Maybe not like in the sense of like a completely new job or anything like that. Like nothing serious or nothing very impactful like that. But some, I don't know, maybe you got, oh, it could be that at your workplace you could be receiving like a new colleague, or I don't know, maybe you're going to get like a new manager or stuff like that. Some small change is going to come into your work life that is going to really, really make your experience, your day-to-day experience at work, more pleasant and more exciting. It could really be as small as changing your work equipment, or changing the programs you work with, that, or making some process more efficient in some way. I don't know, some small change that's coming your way. It's making like a huge improvement in your pleasure to work. And so you're gonna start looking forward to going to work because of this this new, fresh, exciting thing that's happening. And for your personal growth as well, I feel like it's not going to be comfortable for you. I feel like you're not going to be looking forward to it, or I feel like there's some personal growth happening without your permission, in a way. Things are happening to you and you're kind of like forced to move on and to accept it, but you're not really excited about it. It's not really pleasant for you. And so, but this is going to be very beneficial, because as I said, this is very much oriented towards your future. This is going to have a long-term impact in your life, a very positive one. But you know, having to go through it on the moment is not going to excite you so much. We're talking about the swords here, so there's a lot of communication going on. There's a lot of mental work at hand. It could be related, as I said, it could be related to this career Page of Wands here. So it could be a necessity for you to use your communication skills more often, or to use or to do a lot more mental work than you used to, which you're not going to love, you're not going to be excited about it, but you're going to have to do it. And that's going to really help you in the long term on a personal level, you know, for your personal growth. So that's how I would go about it. Okay, group number 3. So now I want to draw the last 2 cards for your reading today, which is going to be advice for your situation as well as for you for the rest of your year. Okay, so let's see here. What advice do we have for group number 3? First of all, we got the 2 of Pentacles. And what else? Let's see. What advice can we get for group number 3 for the rest of the year? Okay, and this is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And so with the Two of Pentacles as well as the Page of Pentacles in reversed, I feel like there's an accent here on your resources and how you manage your resources. So it's really important that you balance things out in your life and that you don't make any kind of excess or you don't indulge in overspending as a form of therapy, as it might be the case for lots of people, you know. I feel like there's a message here about remaining stable and grounded, and about taking a lot of care of your resources, as I already said. And this is the case both in regards to your possessions or like your financials, but it's also about your energy, your time, and all of this investment that you offer to other people, especially. So try to keep an eye whether all of this effort you are putting into this relationship is balanced out, as you can see both in the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Is it balanced out by your partner as well? Are they putting the same amount of effort into this relationship as you are, or is it unbalanced? And is it that you are putting a lot more effort and a lot more time into it than they are, which is not fair and which is not worth continuing if it is the case. So that was the message for you. I really hope it resonated with you. If it did, then you can leave me a like to this video if you want to. You can leave me a comment in the section below to give me some feedback and to tell me if it resonated or not. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!